The BTCC took its annual trip outside of England as it headed towards the Highlands of Scotland and the Knockhill circuit. Let's have a bit of a chat about it. Firstly, as the commentators pointed out, Knockhill could very well be renamed after Jake Hill. It's exactly what he needed, 2 wins, and even in race 2 where he was on the trickier tyre, he still managed to get 5th. Now, Jake Hill's title bid has been derailed this season. Part of that is because of the ear infection that kept him out at Croft. Part of that has just been bad luck over the first half of the season as well. But this could put together a bid that means that he could climb up into that battle for 3rd. He's just over 30 points behind Dan Camish now. We'll talk about the standings in a moment. But this is the kind of day that Jake Hill needed. Likewise, for BMW more generally, there were some points where they hit and some points where they definitely missed. They locked out the top 3 in qualifying. Jake Hill, who won race 1, started 3rd. Darryl de Leon had been running well, but yeah, ended up in race 1 down in 8th. That was due to catching some grass and getting the grill filled with grass. Race 2, De Leon was in 6th, just behind Jake Hill. Moffat was in 7th, which was a good home run. And then in race 3, when you have a look at where everybody else was, De Leon had to retire, unfortunately, but Rainford and Moffat were both in the top 10. So there was some great potential, and it has generally been a good race for the rear-wheel drive cars. I think, wasn't it something like 12 of the last 15 races or 18 races have been won by rear-wheel drive cars? And that also includes Infinities, when Ash Sutton was at Infinity, because it's not just talking about the BMWs. But it's nice to see that you can have tracks where the rear-wheel drive cars still have some kind of advantage, because it means that you can have some bits that work better for the front-wheel drive and some which work better for the rear-wheel drive, and that can change over the course of a race, over the course of the weekend, or over the course of the season. And I briefly do want to touch on the team tactics up at the front as well, because both Team Virtue and Napa Racing UK pulled out all the stops to try and help their drivers who were in the title bid, Tom Ingram and Ash Sutton. You saw Senna Proctor getting out of the way, giving Ingram the podium in race 1. In race 2, Dan Cam did the same for Ash Sutton because Ingram won. In race 3, initially, that happened again, with Chiltern giving Tingram the ability to run off, whilst Dan Cam also got out of the way for Sutton, but I believe, looking at the race results, that got returned. I think it was because the pass happened under yellow flags at the end of the race for De Leon's stricken BMW. But luckily it was just a place returned, so it was just the tactics didn't work out in the end. The man who's affectionately known as Pointsy, 4 wins on the year to Sutton's 5, but 323 points to Sutton's 306. And with only a couple of weekends left, we have what? Donington, Silverstone and Brands. It is pretty much a 2-horse race. I think it is actually mathematically now a 2-horse race. Ingram is on 323, and then Sutton's on 306. Dan Camp's on 228, Robo's on 214, Jake Hill on 197. So, unless they just don't show up for a weekend each, this title is going to be locked in firmly by Silverstone. I mean, it could go down to the wire in a 2-horse race, Hyundai versus Ford for the finale. But it does look like my pre-season prediction that we would have a returning champion for 2025 is coming true. Elsewhere, if we look at the teams, Ford are ahead of Hyundai. It is 11 points even in Ford's direction. They are both well clear of BMW and Toyota. Likewise, when it comes to the teams, Napa Racing is 7 points clear of Team Virtue. The LKQ Eurocar Pods WSR is the lead BMW team. They are 60 points clear of Restart Racing, who are 43 points clear of Toyota Gazoo Racing UK. Then it's Laser Tools Racing with MB Motorsport on 211. If you combined all of the BMW teams, they would actually be at the top if you combine their point scores. But I think that would be a little bit unfair because isn't it like the best 2 cars that get carried across? In the Independents, Chris Smiley leads on 290 from Mikey Doble, but it was great to see the camaraderie in the BTCC in the Cupras being lent out to Power Max Racing. Dan Lloyd on 265, Dexter Patterson on 235, Josh Cook on 206. That's despite missing the last 2 weekends. In the independent teams, Restart Racing is on 368 and PMR is on 287. So Unlimited, who loaned them a car, are 16 points behind them with these 3 rounds left. In the Jack Sears Trophy, De Leon leads Rainford by a single point. Sam Oswald's in 3rd on 277, then Dorland's in 4th on 247. It's likely going to be a BMW showdown for that one. Both of them actually won races this year outright, which is impressive. And then for the Wingfoot Awards, I haven't really talked about that. That's about the places gained. Tom Ingram is leading Dan Camish on that one. 115 for Ingram, 108 for Camish, 74 for 3rd place Ash Sutton. Either way, folks, those are my thoughts, feelings, and observations. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. As always, thank you so much for watching and joining, and until next time, it's bye-bye for now.